What's good, YouTube fam? Micho Gaming, bringing you another video. In this video, I want to cover some beginning tips, and it's beginning tips for new players because I feel that Com2S has done a good job. They released a tutorial for beginners, and it kind of guides you along the way. And so it opens up the content slowly, and people get an idea of what to do as they play the game. Coming from me, no one helped me, and it was pretty bad. My first 6-star was Rena. She was my farmer. And then it was Dagora. He was my farmer. And I think the runs were about between 5 and 6 minutes for Feynman. Hell. And I made maybe 46 stars using that because I didn't know no better. And then I moved on to Copper, and I used him for 8 in Hell, and he was another 4-minute run. And I had a vamp on Copper, so he was able to sustain himself, but he didn't do that much damage either. So yeah, I mean, those are some of my pitfalls that if someone would have came along and say, hey, dumbass, you didn't gotta do that, you can just make this person instead. And like I said before, Com2S has been good, and we have Lapis. Now that she is buffed, I use Lapis everywhere. She's on my Necro team, Giants team, Dragons team. Very, very strong unit for PvE. I even tried her for raids, and you know what? She did pretty good in raids. I can't even complain. That attack bar debuff that she does, it comes in handy. So I highly recommend you 6-star Lapis. I know people say, hey man, don't 6-star your farmer, but I mean, if you're gonna 6-star something, if you really are itching to 6-star something, 6-star Lapis. You won't regret it. Talking about now, as far as a tutorial, every unit that they give you in the tutorial, I highly recommend you keep that unit, because as a beginning player, you're going to need those certain units. And they give you those units as new content kind of opens up, as they say, okay, you're kind of ready for Giants now. Hey, use this unit. And then this unit unlocks, and you can use that unit for Giants. So think of it that way. It's like a little, it's a way to help you, to guide you on the right path to make the Giants team that you need. So that's really good of them. My advice to new players would also be, you don't gotta 6-star something. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You can make a good Giants B10 team just using max 5 stars, because it all comes down to your runes. You gotta utilize your runes properly. So let me go on to another tip. Another tip I'm going to cover real quick is you want to make sure that every week you buy a Devilmon pack. It's very essential, okay? Use your wings. That's another tip. Use those wings and get you some glory points. The more glory points you get, they can come from losses, draws, or they can come from wins if you're fortunate enough, okay? But always use your wings, because you can get Devilmon, and you can start leveling up your attack towers, or your defense towers, or your HP tower, and all that plays into this game. I didn't know this when I started. It wasn't until a year and a half into playing this game that I finally got on the right path, and someone said, hey, how come you don't have your towers leveled? I was like, what are you talking about? They're only for arena. They're like, no, they're everywhere. I was like, no way. Checked, sure enough. You can use these towers. They benefit everything in the game, from Guild Wars to Siege to PvE to Arena to RTA. And they stack. So you could have your wind attack plus your regular overall attack, add them together, and that's about 41% increase in attack power. So, just saying. And if you even go ahead and go into your guild and use your guild points to level up the guild towers, they stack onto that. So, I highly recommend you use those glory points wisely and use them on there. Okay, you want to use them here. And as you can see, I got, for the most part, I got my towers max. Another tip, don't go after the sky totem first. I mean, yeah, don't go after it first. It's just too expensive. So you want to just go ahead and, matter of fact, it is the most expensive of all the towers. And it gives you 15% attack speed increase, and it seems like a lot, but if you're a beginner, intermediate, it's not going to benefit you at all. Wait until the end. Wait until the end and go ahead. Sorry. Wait until the end, and you can save that for last. Or if you feel like you have a good enough team to be utilized by the speed, or that can utilize that speed tower, then by all means go ahead. So once again, what I say is not the Bible. Just whatever you feel like you want to just do it. I'm just trying to give you some points. Maybe they can help you along the path, and they'll save you a lot of time. And yeah, they'll save you a lot of time and heartbreak, because I'm a living example of that right now, especially in Summoners War. All right, so let's move on past this, and let's see here. What was the next one I covered? Okay. All right, here's another tip. Did you know that there's some nice little things you could turn on and off under your settings, under your options? Here they are. Boss animation. Turn it off. It shaves off a few times off your runs, because you don't got to watch the boss awaken or walk out and fight you. It just goes straight to the battle. Also, indie notice, turn it on. If you're on your phone, it will buzz your phone every time a round ends. It's very, very good. Especially because sometimes, like, we have our phones on silent, so you just have it in your pocket. This will buzz it, and you just pick it up. Okay, boom, do it again, and keep your farming going. Okay. What's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? You always want to make sure you can do you do your TOA, even if you suck at it. Just get a few floors in. Whatever you can do, just test yourself. Just get a little bit in. I mean, everything goes a long way. Every few summoning stones, and then if you're lucky enough to get to like the 5th and 10th levels and clear it, then you get some extra goodies as well. But you always want to make sure you clear TOA. If you can't clear TOA, just go as far as you can. It's worth it. And also, remember, there's 2 modes to it: normal and hard. So once you get to your limit in normal, switch to hard and go. That didn't sound right, but go all the way up, and just go all the way up till you can't go no more. And then every month when it resets, just do the whole process again. Rinse, wash, repeat. As far as your guild, like I said, my next tip, join a guild. Even if you're not in the guild, even if you suck so bad, you want to join a guild, because the benefits are there. 1, you get to talk to other people that play this game, and you can eventually, if you find a guild that you mesh well with, it's like a little family, and you can teach each other how to play the game, and they can teach you some things. So it's really beneficial to get more knowledge about the game. Also, it's just camaraderie. And if you, like I said, if you suck, you can just sit the sidelines. They don't have to use you in their attacks. You still get points. You may not get a lot of points, but I think it's like 10 points per win. So it's extra points. So highly recommend getting into a guild, because with those points you can go ahead and you can make Theomars. You can make with those points you can summon an Ifrit eventually. So, and towers, because the guild battle towers help siege as well. There, now you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
So now that we're done with that, the next topic I want to say is next topic. You want to make sure you max out your friends list. So let's go here. Friends list. I have 49 out of 50 friends. Okay. But Micho, why do you have only 49 out of 50 friends? I'm going to tell you why. In case there's an SD I need. If there's an SD I need, I have a free spot. Use the SD, kick the player. After I'm done with the SD, moving on. That's how you do it. Just keep it going. And that's if you're lucky enough to get invited into the SD. If someone adds you into the SD, I mean. Alright. Also, if you're able to max out your friends list, every day you can send gifts. You can send a gift to them. Every 100 points is a summon. So you always want to send your friends gifts, so that way you can get some free summons. It's not a lot. It's just like an unknown scroll. So it's only going to be a max 3-star if you get lightning. But if you're new, you can get that 2-star, that 3-star that you're looking for. Also, go to your mentor or mentee. You want to go ahead and you want to get some. Okay, if you are a mentee, make sure that you get a mentor. That way they both benefit. You benefit by using the unit. You could also talk to your mentor if you want to. They get, every time that you use their unit, they get extra energy. So it's a win-win. What else am I gonna do here? Let's see. Okay. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna show you exactly where you can see the benefit of the towers that you have that you're working on or you maxed. Here's where you can see the overall picture of your towers. All right, and you can only do this when you're in a match or dungeon running for the most part, or arena too. Hell, you can do it everywhere, but you gotta be in game. You gotta do something in game. So what you do is you go here, you go up to ally buff. And then here's your speed lead, and then below that is the towers I have, and you can see a little picture of the tower. And there you go. So far, this is what I have. Also, here's another one. This will help you out a lot. Automatically, it goes to auto mode. So now you have to do this for every dungeon stage, okay? It's always going to be auto. Here's one thing you can do. You can go manual, okay? This is what manual does. If you hit manual, it'll go. When you get to the boss, it'll stop. And then from the boss stage onward, you can go ahead and you can take over the units. But if you want, you can go back in here. You can change that. And instead of manual, you can go to attack order. In attack order, you can choose who you want to attack, okay? So in this case, I know this team can just bum rush the boss and get a quick victory. So I put the boss on there, and that's it. If you wanted to, let's say you just like, you know what? I can't do it because the continuous damage just always gets me. Then you can choose the crystal that does continuous damage, and you can choose that first. And then after that's done, then you can tell your units, okay, now I want you to go after the boss. So you can set it up like that. But for me, I don't need that. I just go straight for it. So we're gonna wait for this to clear, and I'll move on to the next part of the video. Okay, so we're done with that dungeon run. I didn't get anything, so I'm a little sad, but hey, it is what it is. Also, another thing beginners should do is you need to finish your daily missions, because it's extra. You get 10 crystals if you do all of it. You get some arena wings. You get a little bit of energy, and you can get a little bit of mana, and it helps boost your overall progression and get you to 50 faster. Another thing beginners should do is they should take advantage of rival. In this right here, I see this as free crystals and a little bit of glory points. So if you can't beat people in the matchup, because I mean, if you only have 3 units and you go against a awakened max 40 archangel or whatever, they're gonna kick your butt, and you know you'll feel bad about it. But you can go to rival and you can beat them as they appear. Obviously there's a counter to let you know when they're gonna come up, but it's free crystals, it's free glory points. I highly recommend that you do this. You clear them, you get that extra stuff. I don't understand why I see some videos of YouTubers and they just have them all the way at 9. I guess they're balling from making YouTube videos like that, and they could just let those crystals just go to waste. Don't know. I mean, if that's the case, then I need to get some of that right there. in here, it's always essential. It's very, very essential that you try to use, for beginners. Now that you have spammed out your friend requests and you've gotten a few friend requests that say, you know what, I'm gonna let you go ahead and tag along and be a friend of mine. Okay. You always want to go through the reps and make sure that your friends have reps that are good farmers, because if they have like something that is not a good farmer, then they're wasting your time. Okay, like right here, see, kidney punch, he's just trolling. Look at that. Why? Now he normally has good units, but I guess right now he's just trolling. This one, I believe, I forgot. But anyway, like units like this, like, and I know Eric here, he's one of my mentees, so I'm gonna let him slide. But normally I go through my list and I clear out if they have farmers that you can't do anything with, because they're not helping you and you're not helping them because you're not using their unit, and they don't get no social points by it. So I highly suggest after you make a friend, you check their farming rep. So, and brings me to my next tip. Once you got a decent amount of friends, or if you got one or two, whatever, you can use their reps every day. At midnight, it refreshes. So you can use it at 11:58, or let's say 11:50. Let your run go through, and at 12, you can use their rep again for the day. So just remember, it resets at midnight. So as long as you use it before midnight, you're good to go. And also, if you use a rep, so okay, let me show you. I'll show you right now. Let's go ahead and let me just use her. Okay, I'm gonna do a run just with this unit and my farming rep. Okay, so I'm gonna skip to the end of this. I don't want to waste your time. Okay, so we just ended that round. So as you can see, my unit got 3,900 experience. Okay, so let's try that again, and this time let's use the friends rep. Okay, so let's see, friends rep. Yay, hell no. Okay, so let's replay it. Let's take off her, put on the end, and let's try it again. So now I'm gonna stop it so that way you don't gotta bore yourself by looking at the gameplay itself, and I'll skip to the end. Okay, so now look at her experience. It doubled. So I don't know if Com2S will ever fix this, but I don't know. I hope they will. But I guess if they do fix this, then it would stop a lot of people from using their friend reps. So using a friend rep, it doesn't count against your experience. When you use a unit that you own, whether it's a farmer or a fodder, it'll cut it down. So if you use 2 units, it'll cut it by half. 3 units, it'll cut it by thirds, and then 4 units is split 4 ways. Even if that unit is maxed. That's the only thing that I don't like that they do I don't like that they do that in Summoner's War. So hopefully one day they'll fix it. Who knows? So that's why it's really good to use your friends' reps if you're trying to max a unit out. All right. Let's see what's next. Oh, also you could use your friend reps for dungeons. So if you can't pass a dungeon, use a rep or you can even ask your friends. You can send them private messages now and say, hey, do you have you can ask them, do you have a unit that can solo dragons B4 or whatever stage that you're struggling at? And I'm pretty sure hopefully they'll be kind enough to change out a unit just so you can use that unit, or use their friend. You can use their unit that one time to clear that stage, and you can use them to help clear scenario too, so it helps you progress through the game a lot faster as well. Okay, so here's another tip. Okay, now in the last video I said I was going to use the cases, and I was going to use her as fodder to make a 5-star into a 6-star. Well, I gotta let you know that you cannot do that, because the cases is the max 6-star, or even a 6-star in general. If they're a 6-star, you cannot feed them away. The only way you could feed them away is if you're feeding them to a like unit. So, for instance, if I was feeding Acasis to another Acasis to make that other Acasis into a 6-star, then I can use that unit. I can use that Acasis for that reason. That's the only exception. Also, please, if you have a Nat 4, just keep them in storage, okay? And if you can, please, if you like, okay, if you can afford a storage unit, you want to make sure that you keep your light and dark Nat 4s, even if you, maybe even some Nat 3s, because Come To Us does, I mean, think of it this way. The L&D monsters, they are rare, okay? I still have not gotten a Basalt, and I've been playing for damn near 3 years, and I still haven't gotten one. So, that just tells you. Actually, I'm sorry. I have been playing over 3 years, and I still haven't got a Basalt. That's some bullshit. Damn. Anyway, just I would save units because even though they suck, Come To Us has a way to always try to improve the units. Look at the Light Vampire. A while ago, he sucked horrible. He was considered one of the worst Nat 5 units in the game. Now, totally different. So, I mean, Varad, same thing. Look at Acasis. She's getting a huge buff. I mean, even Sigmaris is getting a buff. And Sigmaris, I mean, you're going to see a lot of people using Sigmaris now because he's going to be strong. So, I mean, I have mine ready. I got to rune mine up because I took the runes off him and I gave them to someone else. But I got to rune mine up too now. So, I'm excited for all the new content that's coming out. But back to this video. I believe that covers the video for today. I know I'm forgetting some tips, okay? And I apologize for that. I'm kind of shooting off the hip here, so just please bear with me. I wish I had more time to research things, but I'm a family man, and I got kids and shit. I can't be spending that much time. So a lot of what I share is just from personal experience, and I hope that you enjoy this content, and I hope that you enjoy the video above all. And if you do like the video, please hit me with that YouTube trifecta. Like, comment, and subscribe. Comment so you can let me know how you feel. If your day is going bad, maybe I can tell you a joke to make your day go up. Okay, I gotta go. I heard my daughter coming. Micho Gaming, sign out. Peace.